What is up, you guys? My name is Taylor. This is TNT Flipped, and this morning we're getting a pretty good start because I am on my way to a Goodwill grand opening, and I live in Arizona, and I haven't lived here very long, just about a year or so, and this is already the third one I've been able to go to, which is pretty insane, and it happens to be just about 10 minutes away from the place that I just moved into a couple weeks ago. Super excited because every time I've gone to a Goodwill grand opening, I've never spent less than like $200 on a mix usually of items for myself, but a majority, a very, very high percentage of those items being great flippable items to make a profit online. So with that being said, let's dive into the Goodwill grand opening. Hey, let's go. Question is, if I saw one of those inside the store, would I buy one?
Like, would you buy one of those?
Yeah, if I saw one, I would.
Somebody would buy that.
Oh yeah, I probably would. I would probably buy one if I found that in the store on the shelf. Just work one grand opening. That's it. Payment is the suit. just wear it for 30 minutes. You gotta keep it. Yeah, $5.
Wow. Thanks.
Thank you so much. There we go. Thank you.
Morning. Ooh, I love it.
Thanks.
GoPro ready to go?
Already, yeah. Hey guys, it's Taylor from the future, about 2 weeks or so when the editing for this video is actually rolling out, and just want to give you a heads up, the footage of when I'm going through the Goodwill is actually kind of doo-doo garbo because the angle of which the GoPro is angled at is just kind of bad because of my height and just kind of being new to the whole wearing GoPro on my chest type of a thing. So there's some B-roll of it, but for the most part, I'm just going to be talking a little bit about what I picked up and my experience in there and the comps that I'm hoping that these items are going to sell for. So sorry about that. Definitely going to be better in the future. All right, we are back from the Goodwill grand opening, and now we're going to go through everything that I got. Pro tip, always bring an IKEA bag if you go to a Goodwill grand opening because it's a traffic jam everywhere when you get inside with everybody's buggies or their carts that they're rolling around, and you're just able to nimbly go through everywhere if you have an IKEA bag. It was a very different grand opening than the two others that I've been to. The crowd there was a little bit more aggressive than the other ones I've been to. The second place I went to, so I went to video games first. Really wasn't much there, just some kind of generic sports titles, which typically don't do well for reselling. And then I went to the shoes, and one lady, by the time that I got there, which, I don't know, maybe 45 seconds in, had already pretty much just swooped all of the shoes in. I don't know if you could have heard it from my microphone, but there were some kids, or some teenagers there that were, vocalizing, "Oh, I wonder where all the Nikes are. Oh, I hope one person didn't just swipe them all." And literally this lady was just almost boxing people out, taking all the shoes, which I don't think is good etiquette. I don't know, the vibe that she was just giving me just wasn't very friendly. I just grabbed the one pair of shoes, but just the way that she was acting, I didn't really want to be around that, so I moved on to another section. And just kind of throughout, people were just kind of a little bit of aggressive. Still managed to find some really good things, so let's go ahead and dive into that. Honestly, I feel like I can set up a whole content creation setup from the thrift store. Because the first thing that is in the bag here is actually this Corsair mechanical keyboard. I will need to kind of take off the keycaps and clean them, but for some reason I like doing that. I really like mechanical keyboards. I have a couple myself. I like getting custom keycaps, but this is the Corsair K90. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But it was priced at $17.49, and then for everything I got, I had a 20% off coupon. But it's got media controls as well as all of these programmable keys. The more functions it has, usually the higher price. And then I could tell this was a little bit of an older one. Also, it does have an aluminum body, a metallic body, and it does have these little stands. These often break off. And so you do want to check to make sure that those are there. Selling for about $90. So went ahead and picked that up. I'll of course have to test and clean that, but a solid pickup. Then I got some shoes. It was actually kind of funny while I was in the kids section of shoes. That lady had migrated from the men's over to the kids, and I was a little bit petty. I did kind of block her off from getting into my area of literally just standing in front of the kids' shoes, but was able to pick up these like platform Converse. Anything that has these like thicker soles and then even sometimes some hidden wedges do well. And so I picked these Converse up. The laces are pretty dark, so I'll have to take those out and clean them, and then just do some quick sole cleaning with the magic eraser. But those should clean up, and I think I was seeing that those are going for 30 to 40 bucks. So a pretty good pickup there. Also got some more Converse, which Converse isn't usually a huge seller, or like a very high dollar seller unless you have a really good crossover. Like I actually have some Carhartt Converse listed for about $140 right now. But these are some Batman DC Comics on All-Star, Chuck Taylor's. So these being a little bit more unique, and I think these are 2011s. Just some really cool comic strips on them. I picked these up. These should go for about 25-30 bucks as well. And I think both these pairs were like $7. So these were $8.79 plus 20% off, and these were $8.79 as well. So both of these were about $6, or $6.50. I'm bad at math. Picked up some Olakais. Some slip-ons, men's size 10s, I think. Oh no, 11s. Olakais are a pretty good brand, but those go for like 30, 40 bucks pretty easily. So those were a solid pickup. This was something I threw in my bag and forgot was there until I was at checkout, so I bought it. I'm pretty sure I'll at least be able to double, if not triple my money. But it's a Canon PowerShot SD1300 IS. It's, I think, a 12 megapixel digital camera. Before I put it in my bag, I did check to make sure it had the battery in it, and it does have the charger, so I'm hopeful that it's like a good complete unit. The lens is actually out a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So I am worried a little bit about that. But hopefully, just once we charge it, it'll be working fine. That was $5.49, so I'm not out too much if it just doesn't work. And then this was a brand I know I've seen before, but I honestly just wasn't familiar with. But Kuru, Kuru. And these are in like brand new condition. These will take 30 seconds to clean. Black men's size 11s or 10s. Men's size 10s. And when I looked these up, these were selling for like 40 bucks. Got these for $7.79. So those will be a nice easy flip because they don't take much to clean, which is really a big focus that I'm trying to have, is minimize the amount of time that I'm investing into items. And then one of my friends that was there that I've been doing some consignment with found these and handed them to me, which I'm so happy about because I actually saw a lot of Pokemon plushies there, but I just wasn't able to find them. I just saw them all in other people's carts. But there's a little witch's hat Halloween Pikachu, and then just a little cute winking Pikachu. I freaking love it. This one doesn't have the tag on it. It's been kind of like cut off, so I probably won't be able to sell that. This one I might be able to, but I might keep it as well. Just freaking love those. Those were both $3.49. So, I mean, $2.99 with the 20% off. So, love it. Saw this. This was pretty interesting. This is a
This brand is called Buckle Down, which I've heard of before, but I didn't know if it would resell, so I picked it up, just being fairly confident, and actually comped it when I got home. But it's got like a seatbelt buckle closure that you would put in like this, and of course it's got Naruto Shippuden characters on it. Just looks kind of cool, and sure enough, it sells for about $25-30. I paid $7.49 for it, so not the biggest margins, but very easy to ship. I mean, you really just kind of wrap it up and ship it in a bubble mailer. Assuming this doesn't weigh more than a pound. I don't imagine it does. Which, this is my shipping station. I'll do a video soon, walking you through and touring it soon enough. Yeah, 7 ounces. I'm bad at estimating weights, obviously. 7 ounces, so it's an easy ship. And then some Hokas, which I have yet to actually find good condition Hokas. But this is one that my friend brought me to sell. So we'll do these on consignment with her. Just need to find some laces, but these sell for about $50. Hopefully I can find some laces. They are supposed to be pink. Some Hokas at $4.79. Can't say no to that. Even if they are missing the laces, and if they are pink laces, I could sell them without laces for $35 pretty easily. The tread really isn't that bad on them, so we take those. What's much more typical in the Goodwills in this area is finding prices like $24.79. Although finding $24.79 on these Nike Air Max 2090s, that's a bit uncommon. These would usually be priced at $39.99. These are size 13, and I saw them selling pretty consistently around the 80 to 110 mark. So I went ahead and snatched these up. These were the only pair I grabbed before that one lady snagged them all up at the very beginning of the day. So they're pretty good. They're super clean. Really just a quick scrub on the bottom, and we're going to be good to go on those. And then surprisingly, nobody touched the dish area before I did. But honestly, I had given up on really all the high competition areas like shoes, electronics, video games. I had got to the tumblers and found some pretty good Starbucks ones. There is this kind of faded, glossy, kind of holographic Starbucks tumbler, which is really quite cool. Got it for $5.49, and it's got this, of course, like rotating close cap that screws on and off, and has this really interesting closure mechanism. I think this was the 50th anniversary one, and I was seeing it sell for about 25 to 35-ish range. I'll of course throw some comps up. This one's a 2018, I think I saw. Yeah, 2018. Has a nice little metallic stamp there at the bottom. This one was $4.49. Starbucks as well, with the little flip cap. This one I think was the fall of 2018, so almost 4 years old now, which makes me feel ancient, and was going, I think, for about 24. And then this one, probably my favorite Starbucks one I found, ceramic, Arizona 1912. This one's going for about 50. Ceramic ones are really cool. I have found a Disneyland one of these before. Sold that one for about 45, I think. This one goes, I had seen it sold for, I think, 40, and then there's one listed for, I think, 50. So found a 1973 pit game for $3.49 plus 20% off. This one sells for about $25 plus shipping. Pretty minimal investment, pretty high, pretty quick flip, and I think this should go first class. Yeah, 9 ounces. I love bucket hats. I like hats. I really like bucket hats, and I will probably show some of my bucket hats off in later videos. This one was too freaking cool. So Disneyland, Peace, Love, and Mickey Mouse. It says 1928. It's definitely vintage. It says Goofy Hat Company, the Walt Disney Company, 100% cotton, made in Taiwan. It's just freaking cool. $5.49. I actually was able to find some comps of this sold for about $25-30. Obviously first class shipping, but I mean, if I plan to go to Disneyland in the next year or two, I might keep this. Bucket hats, they're coming back, people, I promise you. One video game, I know I grabbed a ton at the beginning of the footage. None of them were great. Like, their prices on video games were good. $229. Usually they're at about $549 or $649 at most of my local Goodwill, so $229 is great, but the titles that they had there just really didn't sell above $10 free ship. So I don't really have a ton of consoles right now that I need to bundle with, and I have a lot of bundle video games available to bundle with those. So I just left a lot of those behind. And so this was the only one that is really worth individual sale. I have sold one of these before, Lord of the Rings Third Age. So, and it is complete. Disc is in great shape. Then I think you saw me comp this one, the Realistic. It's a great brand for older electronics. This is a tape control center. I probably won't be able to test this, but I mean, it feels like it's in great shape. Sells for about $25-30. Solid. So there's one more thing, and this one blew my mind, and it's making me feel okay about experiencing the Reseller Nightmare. Honestly, I should probably tell you the Reseller Nightmare first, so you understand how important this is to me, because every reseller has a certain thing that they love to sell. For me, video games and like trading cards. I love selling Pokemon cards and video games, and I grew up in, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s. So I played the Pokemon games, and like on the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advanced SP. Really, a reseller's nightmare is finding the product that they know is valuable, and especially if they have any nostalgic value, finding it at a thrift store and having it snatched out right in front of them. Today that happened, and I could probably cry. I was in the back of the store, right by the doors where you access the back of the Goodwill, where a lot of the workers were consistently coming out with new product because it's the grand opening. Things are flying off the shelves. They're, you know, usually coming out with quite a few things in their arms, but usually at grand openings, the good stuff's already out on the shelves. Also, I don't really want to stop these workers and cause traffic jams and say, hey, excuse me, stop, let me look through what's in your hands, see if I want any of it. If not, you carry on. I personally think that's a bit rude. In this scenario, maybe I should have. So a guy next to me stopped the guy that had just walked out and said, hey, can I grab that from you? And it was a Wii U. And Wii U's actually do pretty well, and some of the games do really, really well. But this one was just loose, and it was priced at like $80 or something like that, which honestly isn't super great. But he grabbed it, put it in his cart, and said, oh, actually, can I look at those too? And grabs what the Goodwill employee was also holding in his hands, which was 3 Game Boy Advanced SPs in the original box. Each of them, 3 of them, 2 silver and a blue. I was like, and I turned to this guy, I was like, wow, that was a grab. Wow. He's like, well, yeah, but they are $74.99, like $75 each. I was like, yeah, but they're in the original box. And he grabs them and he's looking at it, and I'm looking at one of the other ones that he just had in his cart. He was looking at the other 2. These were sealed. They were brand new, factory sealed Game Boy Advanced SPs. So right in front of me, this guy gets 3 brand new, factory sealed, like had not been opened, Game Boy Advance SPs, 2 silver, 1 blue, $75 a pop. Which, yeah, $75. You pay up. No, you're not paying up for these. They sell for like $600 to $800 a piece. Right in front of me. Like, I have nightmares of this kind of stuff, and it just happened to me today, right in front of my eyes. Right there. On the bright side, it literally can't get any worse. Like, I've experienced the worst that can happen. So this Reseller Nightmare happened to me. And this just, it puts a Band-Aid. It puts a bad Band-Aid on it. And I saw this. And I did recognize this logo, which is SteelSeries. And they're a high-end electronics company, usually gaming company. So I looked at it. I saw it was $349. This mouse one button was actually like prodded up, like pried up. And I was like, okay, well, that's why that's here. But, you know, I'm at a thrift store. If it breaks, I'm not out anything. Let's pry it back in, see if it just snaps back in. Maybe it broke in transit type of thing. Or in getting put out on the shelf, transit. It snapped back in, which was awesome. And so I grabbed it because it was only $349. Well, when I was inventorying it and putting it on my Google Doc, or my Google Sheet, where I track a lot of my expenses for the business, I looked it up quickly on eBay, and this thing sells for like $180. Like, so this is the SteelSeries Rival 500. I don't know if that's going to focus for you, but Rival 500. And they don't make this anymore. They're on the Rival 600, I guess. But it's a haptic mouse, so it'll vibrate back to you and give you feedback. And it's got little dialers, or little click buttons there and there. Little click, 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 click. It's got buttons here and here and here and here and everywhere. And I also plugged it in to test it, and it looks like the only two buttons that don't seem to be working right away are button 11 and 12, but all of the other ones work. So maybe it won't sell for the full 180, maybe just like 120 and needs repair, something like that. But I mean, when I paid $299 after the 20% off, I'm pretty happy about that. That was pretty cool. So there we go. That is everything I got. Yes, I experienced the reseller's worst nightmare today. And it wasn't quite everything I expected, the Goodwill grand opening today. The other ones I went to were probably a little bit better, but I did still spend about $100. And everything I got, you know, should more than double my money on that in return. So definitely not a bad day. And of course I had fun. Got to go with one of my friends and make a new friend and learn a little bit. Honestly, it was just overall really fun morning. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more content like this where I'm outsourcing, leave a comment down below and let me know. If you want to see a tour of my shipping station, which is currently set up in my closet because I am currently renting, just leave it down below. If you want, go ahead and see if you can click the like button. Like the top smartest 1% of people can click the like button now. So I don't know if you'll be able to, you can see. And if you want to, subscribe, and maybe I'll see you on the next one.